so that it can be underglazed, which is another demo. Okay, so I'm enjoying this. I hope you are. If you're having trouble, if you're seeing cracks develop, I try to discourage people from using water. Water is an important element to clay. You can't not have plasticity without it. And it will help to smooth out cracks, but try to use very, very little water because it will also cause the clay to just fall apart. And I've seen it. I've seen people just, they just keep putting water on the piece and fill it up with water, and then they've just got a big mess. My hands are relatively clean, considering I'm working with mud. If I start adding water, things are going to go south real quick. I'm going to get really dirty and create a mess. You can use 2 hands if you like in this method. If you can see that or not, excuse me, try to readjust. I'm going to come around this way, and hopefully you can see that. I still prefer to work like this. You should be focusing your concern of form on the interior of the pot. If you work on the interior, the exterior will take care of itself. Doing a little reverse here. There, maybe I'm too close. If you can try to keep the top lip curled inward, you will be better off in terms of being able to direct the form how you want it to go. If it just continues to grow outward, you're gonna have trouble bringing that in. One way to do that, if it is growing out, is to gather the edge together, like you would, almost like a, well, I almost said almost like a pie, but so doing this, you can see that I'm now rotating this on this piece of canvas. It's a good idea if you're working this way, and again, see it's going to flatten the bottom, and I don't like that so much, but it's still soft enough that I can come back and fix that. But a way to alleviate that problem, or if it's not turning on you, is to use just a piece of paper, fold it over, a couple of times, just make a little square, and then it will turn easily for you. Now, I've made some little forms that I use for a different process of pinching pots. But over here, sometimes they're called punnies. So I've just made this little disc, thrown, misfired, and I can set this inside here. I took a workshop many years ago from Juan Quezada. He is a master potter from the Mata Ortiz. And if you are interested in seeing some incredible pinch pots, look up the Mata Ortiz. It's amazing pottery, decorative, made for not for use as much as it is for decoration, but these potters are absolutely fabulous. So now I've got a rounded bottom, it rolls easy. I can use this and stretch this out and create a different shape altogether with using this. Typically, this would be used, you would just lay a little slab in there and then pinch coils on top of that, and you can build a pot as big as you want. I'm gonna hold it in my hand still. Yeah, maybe not. Am I rolling off the screen? I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but basically stretching the bottom out to come out to the sides of this piece. Just flattening this bottom, widening the bowl. So this could be a nice tea bowl when it's done. This also gives the piece some support that I wouldn't necessarily have in pinching, so I can actually work on this a little bit longer, I think, than I would otherwise. But I am getting way off the side here. I should be paying attention to what I'm doing rather than talking, but talking is part of the job, right? You have to know what I'm doing. The great thing about the pinch pot and the great thing about clay is that I can wrap this up in plastic, come back when I'm ready, and work on it again. So I think I'm kind of at that point where I should allow this to firm up a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to stop. You just want to keep going because you see the piece is going places, and you kind of want to take it there or allow it to go there. But you can go too far and lose your piece. So really good idea to set things aside and allow them to firm up. When they're more firm, you have the ability to do more with the clay. At this stage, early on, this is still soft. I would probably start another one. Have 2 or 3 or 4 going at a time, and make sure that the top doesn't get dried out. This is a dry canvas covered with 40 years of clay dust. So it's going to dry out fairly quickly up here on the top. this is firmed up pretty good, where it's still quite soft down here. So I'll work the top a little bit. You can see I've already got just a little crack started there just from pinching where it's firmed up. Or you can, I don't know if you could see it. I could see it and I fixed it. Sorry, I'm learning how to use this format of teaching. Is completely different. Trying to teach online or teach virtually. I hope it's not terribly painful for you. In my classes that I plan to do, we'll have some airtime, so questions can be asked, but give this a try. And then come back, write down what problems you're having. There's all kinds of sources that you can go to if you can't get a hold of me. Lots and lots of tutorial videos already out there. And they may be very helpful for you. They may answer some questions for you, and you can go ahead and move forward. If you're stumped and you're having a lot of trouble with something, email me, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible and help you on your way. Or we can do maybe have a little MS team meeting, right? That's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so that's a pinch pot. I mean, pretty basic, right? Oh, I'll comment on this right now because you're probably already saying, well, it's not very symmetrical, and look at that rim, it's all over the place. And yeah, that's right, it is. But it's handmade, and that's the beauty of it. It's not coming out of a machine. It's not perfect. If it were, what's the point? I mean, we can go to Walmart and buy those cheap. Buy the dozen. The point is, when you make something with your hands, there's an incredible gratification from that. And when you're able to share that with others, it's a truly meaningful experience. There was a time when we didn't have plastic. We didn't have a lot of things. Clay has been around for a very, very long time. So don't discard it. It's an important part of our history, and it's an important part of our lives. If this was cut off straight, it might look okay, but this is a way more interesting lip to me. And of course, it's not finished. If this was to become a drinking vessel, there are things that I would do that are necessary in order to bring it to a more functional piece. Okay? All right, all for now. I'm going to sign off because I've been rambling for a while. You guys take care, and happy pinching.